Welcome to the Thrive Forever Fit Show. I am your host, Jay Nixon, and this show is all about disruption, inspiration, and transformation. My purpose and passion behind doing this show is to give you information, resources, and knowledge to help you move to the next level of life, to help you live that life of abundance and awesomeness that I know that you desire and I know you deserve. And so what we're going to do with each and every episode is bring you an action-packed, detailed oriented, systematic approach to living your best life. Now, today's episode is sponsored by Thrive Elite Greens. Thrive Elite Greens is the best tasting, most electrifying, immune boosting supplement on the market today. I use it every single day to break my fast. One serving provides you with 12 to 15 servings of fruits and vegetables. And if you're anything like me, you don't even get close to the amount of fruits and veggies that you need on a daily basis. All you have to do is go to thriveforeverfit.com, click the shop button, scroll down. You'll see the Elite Greens along with all the other supplements that I offer. I promise you it is delicious, nutritious, and amazing for your body and your immune system as a whole. We're coming into that time of year, that season where people start to get a little down in the dumps with their immune systems, sicknesses and illnesses and all of those things. So do everything you can to fortify that with the nutrients you need to make yourself as healthy as you can possibly be. All right, guys, let's get to the show. Today, let's have a conversation about winning. Let's have a conversation about success. And I'm going to give you a different perspective and a few analogies to think about in terms of your own success, because one of the questions that I get very often on something as simple as weight loss success is, Jay, not everybody is on the same page that I'm on. Meaning, when you start losing weight, a lot of times you're going to get some pushback. You're going to get some resistance from other people because your weight loss might be magnifying their inability or their decision not to make the changes that you've made in order to have the success that you've had. And that comes with every level of success in life. I'm going to give you several analogies today that I've just been thinking about, and I want you to wrap your brain around these so that you don't get disillusioned by the journey, because it is going to be a little bit lonely, or maybe lonelier than you thought it was going to be. I had a conversation with a client the other day, and they said, man, Jay, this is a lonely process. Like, I didn't think it was going to be like this. Like, when I first started, more people were cheering me on. More people were clapping for me. More people were involved in my journey. But the more success I've had, the closer I've gotten to where it is that I want to go. And this specific person has lost almost 130 pounds. And they've evolved and they've changed and they've grown, and their mindset and their conversations and their way of thinking and their actions and everything is completely different. And they simply said, I didn't know it was going to be this lonely. And I teach and I talk about that quite a bit. Success is often a lonely process. And I'm going to give you some analogies. Like I said, have you ever noticed that the tables with the best views have the fewest seats? You never see a table for 12 by the window. You never see a table for 12 that overlooks the fountains, that's by the waterfall, that has the most spectacular views. Those tables of 12 and 20, those are tucked away in the back. Those are pushed in the corner, right? But those tables with the best views, they're most often tables for 2. Sometimes they're tables for 4, but very rarely any more than that. If you think about an airplane, first class has the fewest seats. There's way more seats in coach than there is in first class. If you think about things like football and analogies using sports, there's only one starting quarterback on each NFL team, right? If you don't think Tom Brady's lonely in the journey with his peers and those around him that play the same position that he plays, you're crazy. There's only a few guys that have played before him that currently play with him that are on the same level as he's on, that he can have that high level of conversation with. Staying with the football theme, being a head coach in the NFL is one of the most coveted jobs in sports, and there's only 32 opportunities. 32 opportunities to be the head coach of an NFL football team. Think about the front row of a concert. Like if you go to, I go to Vegas quite a bit, and Lori loves Rod Stewart. So I've probably been to 20 Rod Stewart concerts, and her love for him makes me love him because I want her to be happy. And any chance or opportunity I get, I buy front row seats for Lori to see her singing idol or crush or whatever you want to call it. And when you stand at the front, you'll notice that there's fewer seats there than there is in the mezzanine or the back level. It's because they want to create some kind of exclusivity around that, because they can charge more for those seats because it's perceived that those are the best seats in the house. There's only one penthouse at the top of a building. Are you getting what I'm saying? And so what these analogies show you is that success on any level is going to be lonelier than it is in the middle, or than it for sure is at the bottom. And I'm not saying these things to discourage you today. I'm saying these things to hopefully get you to see your life in a different fashion, to see your life as the penthouse version of who it is that you want to be, to think of your life as the first class seat on an airplane, to be one of those 32 having that coveted job, because the job that you have, being the CEO, being the head coach of your life, way more important than one of those 32 NFL jobs. But we don't look at our lives that way. We look at our lives in the terms of just being a player on the team. But what if we looked at our lives as the starting quarterback, right? And you pulling the strings and making the decisions, and as you go, the team goes. Would you make different decisions on that? Would you be so, I won't say upset, would you be so discontent with the lack of people around you? Because I'm going to be very honest with you, like as I've grown in my own life, and I think success is one of those things that is individual to the individual. It's like every situation is situational based on who you are, what skin you have in the game, right? Every situation is not the same for every single human. And every individual gets to define. I'm big on definitions. I'm big on you defining what things mean to you and in your life. Like my definition of success should not be your definition of success, nor should yours be mine, right? And so when you look at your life, I don't want you to think that, well, if I don't sit in first class, if I don't have the table by the window, if I don't have that coveted position, that my life isn't as successful as so-and-so's life, because that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is if you, because here's the thing, here's the truth. A lot of people don't believe they deserve to sit in those seats. I was talking to a client the other day, and they mentioned to me that someone that was in their life had made a statement like this. They were talking about traveling and, beautiful hotels and flying first class and eating at great restaurants and things like that. And this person said, oh my gosh, like I would never feel comfortable sitting in first class. And that just struck me as bizarre. I was like, what do they mean by that? And they said, well, they'd never feel like, that would be a waste of money, or that would be, they weren't valuable enough. They didn't value that enough to sit there. And I understand that. But it's from the context of this, like if you don't feel like you're valuable enough to have the opportunity, I'm not saying that you need to spend the money to sit in first class, but you need to have the opportunity to make the decision of whether you want to or not. You see the difference? You don't have to sit in first class to have a beautiful experience on an airplane. I personally choose that over coach. My theory in life is nothing good happens in coach. And that's only because I'm a little bit bougie. And hey, if you're bougie like me, get your ass up in first class. But if you're not, and that's not important to you, that's not a strike on you as your success level. But here's the difference. Have the opportunity to make the decision to where you want to sit. Maybe you don't give a shit about a V, but have the opportunity with the success that you create in your own life to have that option to sit where you want to sit. And I'm saying that because of this. A lot of people, let's go back to my client I was talking about, how she said, listen, this is a lonely journey now that I've gotten to this level of success. What most people will do when that gets lonely is they'll down index, or they'll deregulate their level of success to come back down, to get back to a place where other people feel comfortable with their success, where they can now become part of a herd again. Here's the truth in the message. Yes, it might be lonelier at the top. And by top, again, you define top. I'm not disparaging anyone who does not have the same goals and values and standards for their lives as I do. But what I want to talk, who I'm talking to today, I'm talking to you. If the reason you're not winning and winning relentlessly, ruthlessly, and consistently, if the reason you're not is because you don't want to make other people uncomfortable, or the reason you're not is because you feel like you'll outgrow your current level of friends and family. The truth is you will, because here's the bottom line. You'll never exceed, hear me when I say this, you will never in your life exceed the expectations of your peer group. That might be your family, that might be your friends. A lot of people are not living the life that they desire, that they think about, that they journal about, that they write about, that they dream about, because they will outgrow their family. And for some people, that's just not an option. Some people will stay stuck their whole life just so they don't outgrow their family. Other people will stay stuck their whole life so they don't outgrow their friends, because they've been friends with it. Like some of you, somebody right now is saying, listen, I have been friends with Chuck Castellucci since we were in the first grade, and I'm not about to outgrow him. Hats off. If that is what you choose to do, that is what you choose to do. But if you really want to grow and you want to go, and Chuck Castellucci is not willing to go and grow with you, I would implore you to go. Go anyway and see what Chuck does. See if he starts to grow with you. And hopefully he does. Hopefully he wants to set up front with you. Hopefully you guys want to sit by the window together. Hopefully you guys want to rent the penthouse together. See, that should be your goal with your friends and your family. I am, thank God, lucky enough to be blessed with a significant other that is an absolute amazing human being that believes in abundance and awesomeness and loves all the same things that I want. She wants to sit in first class with me. She wants to rent the penthouse of the places that we go. She wants to do all those things. She wants to sit up front at Rod Stewart. She wants that out of life. So thank God we're on the same page. I don't have to worry about outgrowing her. See, we grow together. I worry about, I want to grow with her. Right? We want to grow to the same levels. And that's the relationships that you're looking for, whether it be a significant other, whether it be friends, whether it be family. And I think the thing that you need to do if you're one of those people that is not going and growing like you want to, is have that open dialogue with your peer group. Say, hey team, this is the vision that I have for my life. What do you guys think? What's important to you? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to grow into? And you can use analogies, right? You can use the same analogies that I've given you. Do you want to sit up front in the bird? You want to sit in first class? Or are you cool sitting in coach? Either way, man, that's you, right? But if you want to sit up front and nobody in your group wants to sit up front, be willing to sit up front by yourself. If you want to sit at the table with the view, be willing to make that reservation. And by reservation, I mean be willing to do what it takes to earn that opportunity. And then what will happen is you will notice that the people around you in those places that you want to go are more like you than the people who were holding you back. And you'll develop new friendships. You'll develop new bonds. You'll get a new Chuck Castellucci. You'll get a new best friend. You'll get a new peer group. And that peer group is the one that will help you elevate to the next level of where it is that you want to be, right? Instead of sitting in first class of the plane, you'll rent the whole damn plane, right? You'll start flying private. Like it's different levels. These are metaphors, guys. I'm not saying, please understand what I'm saying here. These are all metaphorical statements. I'm not saying if you don't fly private, you're a loser. I'm not saying if you don't sit in first class, you're a loser. I'm not saying if you don't rent the penthouse, you're a loser. These are metaphorical statements about what you should want your life to have the opportunity. You should want these opportunities to make the decisions of where it is you want to go. So don't allow other people's lack of desire, right? Don't allow other people's lack of standards. Don't allow other people's tolerations to keep you stuck. Because I promise you, yes, it will be lonelier at the top. Yes, it will be lonelier on the journey. Yes, there won't be as many people to have those conversations with, but the conversations will be different. The conversations will be better. The views will be better. The life will be better. So I implore you, friends, reach for the top, reach for first class, live a first class level life. You deserve that table with the view. You deserve that penthouse view for your own life. And I want you to go get it. All right. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.